Hey everyone, it's Mary Ann from the New York City Organization of Public Service Retirees. I want to do a short little video. Well, it probably won't be so short because I want to add a couple of clips to it so that you could see all of these different parts of things that we've been doing over the last few weeks. We got a request to do a video regarding Local 372, which is a lot of lower income retiree lower income civilian employees in DC37. They are also some of the lower income retirees that we are trying to help in this case with the retiree healthcare issue. But it's really important for you to kind of follow what's going on with this organization. So their leadership makes a real lot of money. There's been some investigation into Shaun, the president. There's Moira Dolan, who's one of the DC37 staffers, who makes another six-figure salary, and she's speaking to employees of a union ahead of the DC37 contract going back to March, where they're upset because they're making like $17 an hour and they're struggling to buy groceries because eggs are $9 for 2 dozen, and they just don't think she's listening. And then, of course, she berates those that are not paying union dues because that's how she gets paid. And of course, she feels this entitlement because she has a six-figure salary, as so does Shaun. And yet these people who are making a pittance are struggling to make ends meet. So I do want to share with you those videos and then put it all together so that you see exactly what we see.
Local 372 Board of Education Employees General Membership Meeting, Wednesday, March 15, 2023. This is unaudited financial statement for the month of November 30th, 2022. Total membership for this month is 21,592. The income for the month ending November 30th was $163,507.68, and total expenses were $330,345.06, which is resulted in a net loss of $166,837.38. The accumulated income for the period January 1st, 2022 through November 30th, 2022 was $2,658,084.11. Total expenses were $2,760,731.81, which is resulted net loss of $102,647.70. Mr. President, this is the end of my report for the month of November 2022. Thank you.
Thank you for that, brother. Appreciate you. I need a motion, please. Use your hand feature motion, please. Okay, I'm sorry. Did I say your name wrong? Please forgive me. Leslie Avila?
Yes.
Yes. Did I say your name right? Leslie Avila?
Avila.
Is that a motion, Leslie?
Yes, I motion.
Okay. Looking for a second, please. Use your hand feature second. Albert Roper?
Yes, I second it.
All right. Okay, everybody put their hands down. I got the first and get the second. Looking for discussion now. This is going to be for discussion. Nancy, discussion? Hello, Nancy? Alfonso, Donald, discussion?
No, Mr. Francois, was to second the motion.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, President Francois. My question for Mr. Arif is, he just gave a report for November 30th. When will he be furnishing a report with this year's figures?
Why didn't he know the answer? He's the president of the union.
High School for Teaching and the Professions.
Thank you for that. Brother Rick, you understand the question?
I cannot hear it. What the question was?
Okay, my question was, you gave us facts for November 30th, 2022.
Right.
We're in March. What happened to January and February of 2023?
What happened is that DC37 gave us 90 days to 120 days late. All those information from whatever we available as of today, I gave you that, furnished that one. So this is coming from DC37. So that's the way it's set up from that side.
Okay, so you wait for this date to furnish it so we can have it for them. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
And so that's a serious issue that, one, the president couldn't answer that question, and two, that they're operating in a deficit while he holds the responsibility of representing some of the lowest paid workers, civilian workers in the city of New York, and is making an over six-figure salary, which we will get to. Of course, that doesn't come up, but no one asks for what is the breakdown of the budget. They're just given the general lines, the general numbers of the net loss, the income, expenses, loss. Where's the details? And why didn't they give their members a report that includes a full accounting of what happened in those months? Because that would be transparency, right? So let's share with you the next screen. Let's do this one, because this one I find even more disturbing, if that's even possible.
So we did have issues to close as well for that purpose. So you did close as well as far as that's concerned for your years of service.
Okay, so 25 years that I'm in the Board of Education, I only make $17.35 as a school wage.
Okay.
Think about that, right? And we're now, I bought eggs at 2 dozen for $9.
When you first started, what was you making?
$8.
Okay, then wow. Okay, that's exactly. Now you're making 17. You're not making what you started with. That's my point. We're not making that rise as much as you think we should, but we are right.
I can.
Man, listen, I'm sorry, but this to me hands up.
Have a good day.
All respect. We do appreciate you. Thank you so much. That's a good question.
Thank you.
Very good question. Very good question. We appreciate you so much. Paul Harker.
So he doesn't want to hear it.
That is disturbing. Super, super disturbing. Now let's see if I could skip ahead.
You must be a dues-paying member. And I will say to you that you don't go to work for free, right? Nobody here goes to work for free. Neither do I. Neither do my coworkers. Neither do your reps who come to visit you at the schools, who are assisting people with hearings and disciplines. So the way that we are paid is through dues. If you are not paying dues, probably it's just that we haven't gotten to you or you didn't know how to do it. Some people choose not to pay dues. And if they do, they are freeloaders, and they are taking advantage of the union and of me and my coworkers who are working on your behalf. So I am not anybody who is a freeloader. I hope that you don't have lunch with that person. But we can help you if either get you signed up or request another ballot. Okay.
So disturbing again that this lady, who is a representative of the district council who's conducting this meeting, is totally tone deaf, listening to the membership, struggling with the wages that were negotiated for them. And yet she wants to be paid. Now I want to show you what they are paid, and then I want to share with you a little bit of history. So this is called an LM2. This has to be filed by unions so that you could see where some of it's like a tax return for a union. Okay. So here's Maura Dolan. This is a lady that was just talking, that was calling people freeloaders that couldn't afford to pay union dues, and they're still struggling to buy 2 dozen eggs for $9 and still make ends meet at home. So Maura Dolan, this is a 2019 LM report. So in 2019, Moira Dolan's salary was $117,388. Okay. 2019, I can't tell you if they've gotten any raises, and that's because they haven't filed that I could find. This is coming off the Department of Labor website, OLMS, their website. Now, let's look up Shaun Francois. Shaun, this is just a stipend that he gets from DC37 is $51,833. Okay, that's one part of it. Hold on, I'm not done. Most of his members don't even make that amount of money. Now I want to take you to the 990 that is on their website. And I'm just going to tell you that the last 990 that was filed was in 2019. And I cannot find anyone later, not 2020, 21, or even 2022. So let me show you 2019. And you can see what I'm seeing here. Now, if I scroll down to the bottom where they list their salaries, getting closer. There you go. Shaun Francois, 2019. $223,581. Donald Nesbitt, his VP, makes $136,574. And you did hear that the treasurer did announce that they were operating in the red, right? No kidding. And yet this is exactly what we're still looking at. So people had asked me a little bit about who Moira was and what was some of her history. And she does have an extensive labor history, which, you should be kind of proud about. I would say, she did advocate for labor. And I want to pull that up because this is an interview that she did 12 years ago. And let me share that with you and then get to the right part of the video. Okay, so I'm going to say we're going to listen to about 3 minutes of this.
Like Department of Parks, Department of Finance, Department of Transportation. They do clerical work, engineering work, blue-collar work, computer work, every aspect of something that happens in the city that's done by a civilian. Most likely that person is a DC37 member. And we have 125,000 members across the city. They're also in the hospitals, the public hospitals, the transit authority, the Department of Education, and numerous cultural institutions.
So that's a large group of people that really are involved in just about every aspect.
And this is Dennis
of
Hughes,
city government, and trades and crafts and skills and so forth. Recently, I guess over the last couple of weeks, we've been seeing newspaper reports about the concept of privatization and how, in fact, the Bloomberg administration wants to institute it. What exactly should we know about privatization, what it is and what the dangers are? Well,
The mayor and the mayor's deputy, Mr. Goldsmith, who comes from Indianapolis and who is a proponent of privatization, is looking to get people off of the city's head count and off the payroll and reduce their benefit costs, reduce the city's benefit costs. What they do is they hire private
Which is exactly what they're doing today. To try to get retirees off their head count and reduce their costs by kicking us off.
They don't have to provide vacation days. And they also, the private company's owners, collect a profit, the administrative cost for the work. So, but it doesn't become the city's responsibility. And the problem is that there's accountability issues about where is that money going? How is it being spent? Are we actually getting the services that we're supposed to be getting?
So the real issue here is a continuance of services, as the Bloomberg administration would point out, but their real goal is to diminish the amount of money that's paid to working men and women. Is that an oversimplification?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They are looking to do the same or less services for less money. And so whoever gets those jobs is not going to get working family wage. They're going to get less money. And believe me, our members don't make a lot of money. Our average salary is $30,000. Our average pension after somebody works for 25 or 30 years is about $17,000. People are not in city service to get rich.
That's absolutely true.
Now, the interesting part of this is this was 12 years ago. And Moyer was talking about privatization, but in hiring and employees. But if you take that same concept of the city trying to reduce its headcount and the city trying to reduce what it's spending on healthcare benefits, that's exactly what they're doing today to retirees. By forcing retirees into one healthcare plan, eliminating all of their choices, what they're basically doing is saying, you're going to take this crappy plan that we're giving you because it's premium free. And if you don't like it and you want to stay with your traditional federal Medicare that you've paid into for your entire life since the very first paycheck that you ever earned, ever. Plus, so sorry, we've made all those promises to you over the decades. We're just going to renege on them. You don't pay dues to the unions anymore. We don't represent you. So tough noogies, we're basically done with you. We're going to use the value of what you're worth to give our active workers their health care. And sorry, screw you, you're retired. But her point was that you shouldn't be doing this privatization in employment, yet she's okay with privatization in retirement of privatizing our healthcare. And as we said at the rally a week ago, Emblem Health is a nonprofit organization and they're also union. How horrible is it that our own former unions are trying to force us into a Medicare Advantage plan, which is private public health benefit, and that the company that they want to stick us in is Aetna, and Aetna is not a union organization, and they're totally okay with this. The city reduces the number of people that are on their head count for insurance because those of us that have to stay on traditional Medicare are going to have to waive our city health benefits. And in some cases, you will also lose your welfare benefits. That's a reduction of what they have to pay to the unions for welfare funds. And the city also doesn't have to pay Medicare reimbursement or IRMA for the high earners for us. And this is all because the unions and management colluded to reduce headcount and privatize health benefits for retirees. Exactly what she was talking about against 12 years ago. We keep telling you, history repeats itself, and you just don't want to listen. Active workers, you need to listen up. This was a situation, this video focused on Local 372, but I would guarantee you probably all your unions are experiencing something very, very similar. This is coming to your backyard. The active unions and the city of New York, the MLC, are renegotiating the active worker healthcare plans for the last 2 weeks. You watch how they are going to diminish you. Every time they say to you, your healthcare remains premium free, based on the MLC agreement, and they don't tell you what the agreement is, they don't show you it, and they don't tell you all of the nuances. What they're doing is they're giving you your healthcare premium free because they sold off retiree healthcare to finance you. That is your future. It is our right now. And we keep saying this to you. Don't negotiate away your future. We also keep saying, healthcare is a mandatory subject of bargaining. Your union president should not be negotiating this outside of your local. He is going, or she is going to the MLC and casting a vote there based on the full weight of your membership without your voice telling that person how you feel. That should be your voice, because the control of the UFT and DC37 is one vote for every 250 votes. One vote for every 250 members. Based on the size of their two unions, the total entirety of those two locals can pass a 2/3 motion and get their way, even though there's another 100 unions behind them. But if there's, let's say, hypothetically, 200,000 members in the UFT, but half of those members don't believe in forcing retirees into Medicare Advantage, Michael Mulgrew should not be able to cast a full weighted vote of 200,000 members' votes times 250 behind a yes vote, and neither should Henry Garrido. And knowing that several DC37 locals did not support this, He should not be able to cast all of those votes. Unlike the UFT can cast a full blanket vote no matter how his membership feels. You have that collective bargaining right. Take it back. Know what your obligations are. Know what the rules are. If you don't like what's happening in your union, you need to know what Robert's rules are and call those motions from the floor and stop bad things from happening. Do not let this be a runaway train. Take back control of your union. You have the power. You just have to know how to use it. Good luck, everyone, because now active worker plans are being diminished as you speak.